Hey everybody, let's talk about how to choose a career and how to find your own career path. Now, I don't know if you've noticed this, but there seems to be a hell of a lot of crap on YouTube, and hopefully you're not realizing that at this moment, but I've never done a reaction video to other YouTube videos, but I'm going to kind of do one today because I don't normally do this, but I just watched a couple of other YouTube videos about career planning, and oh my God, were they bad. In my opinion, they gave some advice that I think is just horrible advice. So if you're someone that is starting out in your career and you don't know what you want to do with your life, or maybe you've gone through school and you're just entering the job market and you're trying to figure out what type of job you should apply for or what you want to do, stay tuned because I'm going to give you my 2 cents about this. Okay, so one video I saw, one of the things that it recommended was that you start out by making a list of your hobbies. Now, first of all, I think this is terrible advice. If that's your starting point and everyone did this, I think everyone would either be in the music business or they'd be trying to do pro sports or things like that. You know, they're really fun kind of careers that are obvious fun, okay? Where you could make millions of dollars and be a superstar, but you know, it doesn't work out for a lot of people. Take acting, take, being a Hollywood actor. You know, a lot of people aspire to do that, and you hear about the few that succeed, but you don't hear about the tons of people that don't, and they fail spectacularly, and it's a miserable experience for them, and it goes on for years. Don't start with a list of your hobbies. Another thing that, incidentally, that I kind of take exception to is how a lot of YouTubers and a lot of people giving career advice, they don't seem to understand what the word introvert means. Okay? Just because you're an introvert or you might think you're an introvert doesn't mean that you're shy, and it doesn't mean that you're no good at talking to people, interacting with people, working with people. It means it doesn't mean you're no good at public speaking. It doesn't mean that you can't do anything that involves groups. Okay, that's not what it means, right? Let's be clear about this. Roughly 50% of the population, as far as I know, are introverts. And an introvert is someone who can do social interaction every bit as good as an extrovert can. The only difference is that they find it an energy draining experience. Okay, that means they can do it. And in a lot of cases, they can do it well, but they don't do it for fun. That's simply what it means, okay? If you're an introvert and you see yourself as an introvert, and maybe you've come to this conclusion because at the end of a long day doing stuff that you're not super crazy about doing, at the end of the day, you like to go and be alone for a while, maybe watch TV, maybe read a book, and that's when you're happiest. That probably means you're an introvert. And don't listen to the people that tell you that you can't do a lot of social related things because you're an introvert. That's garbage. One thing that I think, and maybe you guys can correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, but if you look at the list of like the 10 richest people in the world, as far as I know, pretty much everyone on that list is an introvert. Okay, people like Jeff Bezos, Elon Musk, Bill Gates, these are technical people. These are introverts. They're usually ones that went in and did things like engineering and stuff and worked alone for a lot of the time. Those are introverts. I don't know if that's the majority. I get the impression it is, but what I can tell you without any doubt here is that the people, if you look at all the people that pushed the world forward, the innovators, the visionaries, the people that invented things, that, dreamt of things that didn't exist and then made them happen, those are introverts, okay? The innovators and the visionaries are introverts. That's just how it goes, okay? They probably weren't popular. They probably didn't have a lot of personal success. But when it comes to achieving great things, introverts are every bit as good. So I just want to correct that. That's something that these videos seem to throw around, and it's garbage. Okay, I myself am an introvert. You can probably tell by how defensive I'm getting about this, but I became the CEO of a smaller company. That involves a hell of a lot of interacting with people and all different kinds of people. Okay, don't believe them when they say you can't do stuff. Okay, now a few other things that I want to put forward here. Okay, my recommendations that if you're going to plan your career, okay, instead of following a lot of this conventional stuff that people say, this is what I would recommend. Okay, don't think of a job as an end goal. Okay, instead think of the elements of that job. Okay, I've talked about this in other videos. Now I want to go a step further here and say the best thing that I believe you can do is, number one, know yourself. Okay, get some experiences, see how you behave in different situations. How do you like it when you have to interact with a lot of people? Is it fun? Is it annoying? Do you enjoy that type of work? Do different things and try to analyze how you feel and your abilities. Are you good at certain things, or are you not good because you're not really into it? Okay, knowing yourself is a really big first step in being able to decide what you want to do with your life successfully. Okay, if I could go back and do my career over again, I would do this about 10 years earlier than I kind of actually did it. Okay, so that's a great first step. The second thing is that it's pretty much impossible to decide what you want to do when you don't know what the possibilities are. Okay, so everything you can do to find out what jobs are out there, what occupations are out there, okay? And there's a hell of a lot more jobs than you think. There is an entire universe of jobs out there that I'm willing to bet you are ignorant of. We are all ignorant of that, okay? I don't even know 1/10 of all the jobs that are out there. I don't know what they involve. There's so many industries, and within those industries, there's so many different roles and things that have to be done, okay? All kinds of stuff that you never even thought about. They're hiring for those roles in your hometown right now, okay? And you've never even heard of it. You've probably never even given that industry a second thought, if you are even aware of it, okay? There are so many things out there. There's so many possibilities. The best thing that I think you can do after you understand yourself is to learn what's out there, okay? And you can do this two ways. Number one, by sitting at home, getting on the internet and doing research, meaning probably a way to do it would be watch YouTube videos or look at stuff on the internet that talks about different occupations and see if any of those strikes a chord with you. You can also look at things like Wikipedia, look up your hometown, look at the economy of your hometown, and look at all these different sectors. Some of them I'm sure you've heard of and you're aware of. Others, I'm willing to bet, are big employers that you probably have never given a second thought. Big industries that you've never even considered. And within those industries are probably a hell of a lot of high-paying jobs that you've never even thought about, okay? These are the things you can do just by sitting at home and getting on the internet and finding out about, okay? Then, the other way to do this is to actually go out and do stuff, okay? See if you can find internships. See if you can volunteer. See if you can contact people using tools like LinkedIn and say, hey, you know, I'm just someone who is wanting to learn about your industry. I'm just starting out. I know nothing about your industry. And I'm wondering, would it be possible to get a brief tour of your organization by you or by anyone else? Do you guys do that? I'm just wanting to learn, and I'm maybe considering a possible career in that industry. Can you help me? Now, you send out a whole bunch of those, you'd be surprised what you're going to get back, okay? There's all kinds of things. And if you find something that you actually like, it's also a very handy thing to have in your back pocket for a job opening if it occurs at that company, okay? So this is the other benefit of doing this. You take a tour of the place and you show your interest. If they happen to be looking to fill a role that you could do, guess who's number one on their list, okay? There's all kinds of stuff. People don't talk about the different types of jobs there are. Something that nobody really talks about in the career planning videos anyway are things like shift work, okay? If you're planning your career and you're trying to figure out what you want to do, deciding whether you want to work in a 24/7, 365 operation where they need people all the time, including on Saturday night, including all through the night, including holidays. Okay, that's kind of a consideration. Some people love that stuff. You get to make a lot of money. Other people kind of don't. If you don't want to be around people, hey, maybe working the night shift is actually a good thing. A lot of people that go on the night shift, they get used to it. And I'm speaking from experience here. There's all kinds of things out there. If you get yourself informed about what there is and the nature of all the jobs that are around there, that will help inform you about what career you want. So if you're a young person thinking like, what do I want to do? There's nothing that really appeals to me. This is what you need to do. And once you start seeing stuff, then I guarantee some things will appeal to you. And this problem of trying to figure out what you want to do for your career, that will start to crystallize. It'll start to become a lot more clear. So hopefully that helps. Thank you so much for listening this long. I apologize if I was rambling too much. You are awesome. Never forget that. Especially if you do this, you can save yourself years of missteps and go right to where it pays off for you on many levels. Thank you very much. Have yourself a great day, and I will see you on the next video. Take care.